Окей, здравейте всички. Следващата презентация ще бъде онлайн по Skype. Само няколко думи за презентатора. Името му е Borut, Rismal от Словения. Проектът, който в момента рънват, се нарича Stack Labs. И Stack Labs той ще ви разкаже повече за Stack Labs всъщност, но няколко думи. Stack Labs е виртуален лаб, който може да получите тренинг за OpenStack за момента, в последствие за други технологии и сервиси. So right now I'm switching to English. Borut, it's time to start. Sorry for the delay, but let's start.
Hello. Dobrodošli svi. My name is Borut, and I'm the general manager and co-founder of the company Stack Labs. Stack Labs was started more than 3 years ago when we decided that OpenStack is an interesting platform to develop on. Can everyone, Valentin, can everyone hear me well? Okay. So Stack Labs, I will first talk about Stack Labs, and then I will speak also about open networking. Stack Labs. Stack Labs, as you will see, is a tool that makes learning of OpenStack easier. So it is not a tool that perhaps you need, because since you work with OpenStack, you know OpenStack very well, and if you know it very well, then you probably don't need the help which Stack Lab provides. So Stack Labs is a system that was developed for engineers who don't yet know OpenStack. So we don't expect that you will be interested in using OpenStack, but I would rather invite everyone to work with us and help us develop OpenStack further. For the people who are, either younger or have no experience with virtualization and cloud operating systems. So I will start now. What you see now is just our web page, which very shortly explains what Stack Labs is, and now we will go into Stack Labs itself. So Stack Labs is a learning environment. This means that in Stack Labs you can, someone who is not experienced in OpenStack or CloudStack or software-defined networking can do exercises on how to set up a system, how to manage the system, and so on. If you're a student, then you could select courses that you want to take. A part of the Stack Labs is also a tool that we called Builder. In the Builder tool, you design graphically a cloud. And in the next 2 minutes, we will graphically design a cloud. So we will we will select the servers that we want to have, the networking elements, the switches and routers, and the internet connection. For the servers, we will select what kind of flavor this server is, which image is it using. So we have, we will define the images for the servers, and then we will connect the servers into a network. So now you see we are connecting the servers to the switches. Then we will connect the two switches and establish the connection of this network with the external network with the internet. So now we have created the design of our cloud, and at the same time that we have designed the cloud, we have automatically generated a heat script. So is everyone familiar with heat scripts? Valentin? Yeah, okay. And now we have created this environment, and now we can also run this environment. So for example, I'm a student. I will now select that I want this environment, and I will get this. I will get a fresh copy of this environment, which is generated especially for me. And on the right hand of the screen, you see the instructions. So what do I need to do? How do I do it? How do I configure the servers and similar? So now I have my own private environment, and I can connect to the servers of this environment by VNC or SSH terminal, and I can go to the console and do whatever I want there. So once again, in the first phase, we have designed an environment, we have created a template, and then this template is used to provision my own private cloud. So once again, imagine that you don't know anything about OpenStack, and in this case, StackLab could help you. But since Valentin explained that you are all members of the OpenStack community, then it's clear that you already know OpenStack, and you don't need a tool like StackLabs, but you could help us and Valentin make the StackLabs better. So I would invite everyone to come to Valentin and to me and explain who would like to work with Valentin and myself in making StackLabs better, and also to work together on maybe on Cloud Runner, Valentin, right? So I will now go into the second section. Before going to the second section, let me say a few words about OpenStack. Our company, we have a very long history in IT. Our company is in IT for more than 25 years, and we are very enthusiastic about OpenStack itself. We are with OpenStack from the beginning, and we see how fast it develops and how popular it is becoming. So because of this and because of our experience, we really think it's a good idea that also you are part of the OpenStack community, because by being a part of OpenStack community and learning about OpenStack, there is a lot of future in that. So we congratulate Valentin and all of you that you work together in the Bulgarian OpenStack meetup. Let me now switch to the second topic, which is about what we call revolution, bringing the revolution to networking. First of all, the networks are changing. The networks were used to be smaller, and the number of servers used to be smaller. But because of mobile devices and because of applications that have millions of users, like Dropbox and others, also networks are becoming very big. And these data centers are becoming very, very, very big. And to operate such a network, you need to be faster than if you operate a small network. Today, when you buy, or when a company buys a switch, it is you typically buy the hardware and software together. So you buy, for example, a Cisco switch, and when you buy a Cisco switch, you get the hardware and the switch software all together. Open networking is about separating the switch into several parts, into hardware, into the operating system for the switch, and the applications that you run on the switch or you use to manage the switch. And the operating system that you can use on a switch is Linux, and the special version of Linux for switches is called Cumulus. You probably are all working with Linux, and Linux helped create open architecture for servers. Before Linux, users were, for example, buying the whole system from IBM, and that was very expensive, and it was not open. You could only use IBM applications on that server. And what has happened to servers 20 years ago is now happening in the network. The new paradigm in network is agile, open, and scalable networks which are much cheaper, because you are not locked to one provider of networking equipment. You can choose which hardware you will use, so you're free to make changes. You're free to make changes, and you can also use the tools, management tools like Puppet or Chef that you know. The Cumulus and Open Network are based on a technology called ONI, which is the Open Network Installer Environment. That is, this technology is very comparable to PXE boot of servers. So your switch will have this PXE component, and that will load the Linux, the Cumulus Linux operating system on your switch. So you can, if you please search on the web for ONI, Open Network Installer Environment, and the Open Compute project. So maybe you're familiar that big companies like Facebook decided that they don't want to be locked to traditional switches, so they designed this architecture and gave it to open source. The result is a software-defined data center. It can be very fast because if you buy this standard switches, you can get for the same amount of money, you can get a 10 times faster switch. So you can buy with the same amount of money 10 gigabit switch that you could buy 1 gigabit switch, which is proprietary. It is easier because you can use all standard orchestration, automation, and monitoring tools on the switch. And as I've already said, it's also cheaper to maintain. What does the architecture look like? You can select the switch hardware from many companies like Dell, HP, EdgeCore, Acton. All these companies produce switches without the switch software, and on this switch hardware you put the Cumulus Linux, and then on top of this Linux you can use all different tools that you know. So you can integrate it with OpenStack. You can use it with SDN controllers such as VMware, NSX, or PlumGrid. You can use Ganglia for monitoring what is happening on the switch, and you can use automation tools like Puppet or Ansible or even Salt, and of course SaltStack. Cumulus itself is free, but the support is not free, because Cumulus guarantees that the switch will work regardless of the hardware. So you are not left to your own resources, but Cumulus guarantees that your switch will work as expected. And on the Cumulus website, you can find the hardware compatibility list, which tells you which switches, which hardware is compatible with Cumulus Linux. And I already mentioned that if you use Cumulus Linux on one of the compatible switches, you will pay much less than if you use, let's say, an advanced switch like Cisco Nexus. Practically, you get 10 times faster switch for the same price. And the same thing is also on the SFP modules. You can use the standard SFP modules, and you don't have to use the expensive, let's say, Cisco modules. So you can save a lot of money. And because you know Linux, it's also simple to work with, and because you know that Linux is flexible, it is also much more flexible. So I would say that this presentation finishes with this slide, and we invite you to join the Open Networking Revolution. Open Networking Revolution is once again the process in networking that you all know from Linux revolution on servers. Because you know Linux and you know how to work with Linux, and because you know that it is stable, then it is a good idea to also try to use your knowledge to benefit from the open networking. So please visit the Cumulus Networks web page, or come to Valentin and or myself with questions that you could have. Thank you for your attention, and Valentin, maybe I would suggest that in the discussion that you will have, that you perhaps collect some answers, and then let's try to answer to provide the answers to these questions that you will get. Okay. Thank you for your attention, and I wish you once again all the best with OpenStack. It's a great place. It's a great place to be. Maybe the best place to be. So stay in OpenStack and come back to Valentin and myself, and let's find a project to work together. Yes, please come back to me later. I hope that I will also join your next meetup in fall. Thank you and bye-bye.